I just want to erupt with a Messi equalizer while Jose and Chris are not watching, and Dave and I are watching the final 3.5 minutes here of this match. Would really make the night just fully complete. Nashville right now leading 2-1 against Inter Miami in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. It's been a tough start to the match, tough start to the second half, and then Messi, of course, pulls an equalizer. We'll see if he's able to do some magic here in the final minutes of this match. But it's been tough. The back three is just not. It just ain't it. It just ain't it. And for whatever reason, that seems committed to just going back to it. And this felt like the worst time to go back to it. So we'll see here. What's going on here? Whoop. Suarez! Let's go! Let's go!
You're so in front of me.
Equalizer.
I hate you guys so much. I hate you guys so much.
Let's go! The fucking dome! Sorry.
Let's go. You understand how upset I am right now? Because of this.
Oh my god, yes!
But so happy, but upset.
Oh man, you guys missed it.
You told me, Jose, go on no matter what. I don't care. Figure it out. My direct is not working on my phone. I don't know.
Let's go.
Oh.
I can't even get it.
All right, so 2-2. 2-2.
If you guys,
How much time is left? How much? Come on.
Oh my gosh, there's a minute and a half left. 2 minutes left.
2 minutes
What
left.
a play here. Who's?
I need you to direct better, Julio. Let's go.
I'm trying to just break down. They're showing the replay right now. Oh, Suarez just gets right behind. Who? Is that Shaq Moore? It was Busquets. Busquets clipped it over. Suarez just heads it. He gets right behind.
To fill in the empty
He gets
space.
right behind Shaq Moore. He's not offside, Brian. He's not offside.
I'm having
the person in front of Suarez was offside, like the other Inter Miami player.
Dragon's Milk Tales of Gold.
Oh man, guys, goal confirmed. Inter Miami and Nashville are now tied 2-2 in the round of 16.
Miami 2 away goals.
2 away goals. Does that still apply in CONCACAF Cup?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wonderful. So Inter Miami 2 away goals. Suarez putting in an absolute shift. He looks so gassed right now. Man.
Let's let him be, right?
Wow.
I don't want to.
So
I wouldn't want you to get behind a TikTok where you're talking crap about Suarez, you know?
What a start to this podcast, huh?
Is it over? I mean, is the game over?
Suarez is okay, huh?
There's a 30 seconds left in the allotted 7 minutes of stoppage time that was given, and Suarez just equalized for Inter Miami, and it seems like we're going to make one final sub. I think Inter Miami will be very happy to get out of Nashville with a draw after the way this game started, and then after the way the second half started to go down 2-0. Schneider Borgelin is coming on.
Very fun.
I don't know if the ref's even going to allow it. Nope, ref's calling it right there. 2-2 Inter Miami and Nashville SC final from Nashville. And wow, that was exciting, guys, huh?
Your welcome speech.
I'm watching it now. Thanks.
Oh, man.
There you go.
Oh, guys.
I mean, it went from what? It went from us looking at one point. Wait, all right. Should we officially start the show? And you?
Yeah. Welcome to the Heron Heads podcast, your first stop for all things Inter Miami. My name's Julio. That's Dave, Chris, and Jose. And they're friends and fellow Inter Miami fans. And if you're joining us on YouTube Live, we started early because why not? Because that Dave and I could enjoy Inter Miami tying the match, and Jose and Chris could just sit there and have no idea what's happening.
But they have their kits on, so that's nice.
Yep. What Brian is saying in the chat is true. We have to start every podcast 5 minutes before the end of the game if we are losing, because clearly that is what makes all the difference. For those of you joining us on YouTube Live, thanks for stopping by. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons if you're enjoying the show. And a huge shout out to our chief, Heron Heads Matias, Chow, Abu, and Ava. Thank you so much for your generous support. And if you're interested in supporting us on Patreon, you will find a link in the description wherever you guys are listening. Again, Inter Miami 2, Nashville 2. Draw in the Champions Cup, a fantastic result, all things considered, because Schaffelberg killed us. Just like Jose said in the match preview, Schaffelberg was an absolute menace. It is very obvious that this team has trouble with pace, specifically on the wings, and the 3/5 at the back really is a disaster by Tata. He needs to just understand that that is not how this team was built, and that we cannot be successful if we play in that formation. Granted, Jordi Alba did not travel with the team, so he was unable to join the starting lineup, and that forced Tata's hand to some extent, but this formation does not suit us at all. Immediate takeaway, guys.
You're on mute, Jose.
You're on mute. Jose, you're on mute.
You guys love saying it. You could have just talked over it, but you're like, no, you wanted to say it, Jose, you're on mute. No, 4-3-3, I think, is obviously the better formation for us. It is what it is. We're way better with Jordi. It is what it is as well. I don't know what else to say besides it is what it is right now, but that's what comes immediately to my mind.
Immediately, my takeaway.
Amazing. I'm gonna take your Redondo. Redondo is amazing. Chris and I were watching a bunch of highlights of this guy. We loved him. It was like amazing. I'm sad that I was right about Schaffelberg. It is what it is. There you go. And God forbid.
Yeah, I agree. Redondo played way better than I expected. I thought he was going to need some seasoning to really get in form with this club, but he looked really, really good out there. Super silky. His passes were nice and crisp. One-touch passes. He seemed to have a decent understanding of where everybody was supposed to be, which is impressive with such little preparation leading into this game. But the one thing that stuck out to me, and it's to be expected with Alba out, is Noah Allen in that wing position is just I hate it, but it's back to that same disaster that we've been seeing all last season. It's just he's not cut out for being tasked with so much, and I think that's what ends up happening. Like he's in the right spot, so you can't knock him too much, but man, every single pass, like he's wide open, so they have to pass it to him, and just nothing really fruitful ever comes off of his foot. And he's had so many chances to really just put a pass in the right spot. And we could have blown these guys out of the water if he had just maybe hit on 50% of those passes in attack. But again, he's a replacement player. It's to be expected. But overall, you got to be thrilled with the result. 2-2, we didn't look like we were really at full strength. Campana was dinged up, so he wasn't even on the roster today. Alba out. Come away 2-2. 2 away goals, so even though it's a tie game, we still have the away goals in there. So this is very, very promising for the next leg of the round when it comes back to Chase Stadium.
I'm gonna say the same thing you all have been saying. This 5 in the back is not it.
What's going on? So it looks like Chris froze, and then Jose tried to talk on mute, and I have to call you out, Jose, because you're on mute. But Schaffelberg was a menace.
You're on mute.
Am I on mute? I'm not on mute. I'm good.
No, you're good.
Chris was left. Chris was just fully embarrassed.
Just froze.
It's live.
Killing it.
You know, this is what we live for.
Killing it, guys. Killing it. Excellent job. Well done, everyone.
Get it together.
Starting early.
Chris, go ahead and finish your thought.
More great content. Follow for more.
I don't know where I got cut off on, but yeah, the 5 in the back isn't it. I agree with what all of you said. The center backs cannot be back there alone. They just can't. They need help back there. Unfortunately, Alba was out, obviously, so that just changes everything. But man, Tata needs to not do that 5 in the back anymore. It does not work. We've seen it time and time again. The preseason, all preseason, it was like that. And honestly, for most of the game today, it felt like flashbacks of the preseason. It felt like that, just that gloomy feeling that we felt as the team scored continuously on us. But hey, I just saw a replay of Suarez scoring, and thank God, it was a nice little flick over to him. He was able to. Did he head it in or did he hit it with his chest? I couldn't tell. Yeah, so awesome, man. Thank God. Nashville must be pissed off because Inter Miami had no business tying this match at all. It was a bad match from start to finish for us. It is
And
what it is. But
we fortunately got that offsides call, which was the right call.
yeah,
But 3-2 would have been the final there, and that would have hurt.
yeah, they
There's so
showed
much
the
to talk
VAR at
about.
some point, and it was like his foot was just slightly over,
Just
which
barely.
yeah,
barely.
barely.
In real time, I thought it was clear cut goal. It would have been 3-1. We would have been very lucky. We were lucky regardless to get this goal, but we would have been all the more lucky to pull one back because heading back to Miami with a 2-goal deficit where Nashville can really sit back and just make you work for every inch would have been rough. Now the ball is fully in our court because coming back to Miami, basically with a slight advantage by having the away goals, we can really we have just so many avenues to advance now. We can win outright. We can draw 1-1, and then we would advance on away goals. I say so many avenues for advancing. Those are the two. But it just gives us the advantage. It gives us the advantage, and like we've said a number of times now, the fact that we are leaving there with a draw is just such a huge win after how this game started. And then immediately starting the second half, it was like we didn't wake up until 5 minutes into each half. Because really, after the first Schaffelberg goal, we were, I would say, better for most of the first half. Nashville looked more dangerous, but we were better than them for most of the first half in that we held possession. We didn't really let them do
72% possession the whole game. We pretty much had.
Yeah,
Crazy.
It didn't feel like Nashville did much other than hit us on counters, which is how a lot of teams are going to play us and be successful against us, granted. But
they were the team that we hate when we're playing clubs and we're playing FIFA. They're the team that were just literally doing the same thing. They were just running really fast around the outsides and just crossing it in. Straight up, that's what they were doing. That's all they were doing. They're just working the sides of the pitch, trying to bring it in once they get all the way to the end. That's literally what they were doing the whole game, and it's like, that happens to be our weakest link. And we spoke about it in the preview. This game, we're talking about Schaffelberg. The game before, the other game, which was the Galaxy, where we're talking about Painso, Peck. It's just this is what we're going to struggle against. And Orlando didn't really have a guy like that, right? So when you don't have a guy that's going to beat us on the wings like that, it's going to be something where it's going to be a little harder to play us because we're old, we're not as fast, and that's how you beat us. That plus the high press on our defense, that's stuff that we cannot get past. And the fact that we tied it away, we just have to be happy because I agree, guys. It should have been 3-1.
If we're going to play the should-have game, it could have been 3-3 because Messi actually botched a goal early on where either he takes it early, back heel flicks it to Suarez, or just pushes it up to Gressel. There were many options there, and Messi, who typically doesn't screw up in the box, that was an easy goal that we could have had there.
We needed the VAR, though, to take the one that they actually scored away. That's what I'm saying.
Well, it would have been 3-3. I'm saying if
woulda, coulda, shoulda, whatever, we tied it. Doesn't matter.
That's right.
Exactly.
Argue with your mama.
Exactly.
Do you want to break it down, Julio? Let's break it down. Let's start. Okay.
Yeah. Let's talk about the game in order. So the lineup comes out, and immediately my head is in my hands, just as it is now. And I was just like, oh man, 3 at the back. Here we go. Basically, all of our issues from the preseason just started flooding back like PTSD in my mind. And I was like, this is going to be rough. And I forgot who mentioned it in our chat, but we were like, I hate that Messi's like the striker alongside Suarez because – oh, Chris, thank you. So Suarez gets so isolated. it's so much more effective when we have Taylor and Messi as wingers alongside him, even though Messi always sort of like drifts more central. It's just so it feels like it gives Suarez so much more space, and you could feel it. Suarez, I don't think Suarez had a touch for the first 18, 20 minutes of this match. That's a problem, obviously, because if your striker's not touching the ball for the first 20 minutes of the match, I mean, yes, the chances are going to come through Messi a lot, but you really need to have a presence up at the top, and you have to play in a system that facilitates him having space. So I think it's the formation just doesn't work for me, and it felt very defensive, right? Because you had 3 center backs, you had Allen filling in for Alba, you had Gressel filling in for Yedlin. Now he has to fill in for Yedlin for the foreseeable future, unless if we make this move for the Boca Juniors right back. And then the midfield was Redondo, Busquets, and Gomez. Redondo and Busquets are really deep-lying playmaking midfielders. They're not known for their scoring ability or attacking ability. They can play a very good incisive pass, but they're not like, you shouldn't expect a high goal output from them. And same with Gomez. Like, he's been better in attack, but you can't rely on him for consistent goals. And then you have just Messi and Suarez left. So for me, that was my initial thought when I saw the lineup. And I guess in hindsight, that's sort of what the first 45 minutes were. It was a lot of possession, but not a ton of dangerous opportunities. Is that how you guys saw it?
Yeah, definitely. All the dangerous opportunities were on the opposite end. I mean, that one goal that Freire saved, that hit his chest there at the goal, I mean, that was in the first half too. That was super early. All the attack was on them. Yes, it was through counters. Yes, we had all the possession, but at the end of the day, they were the more dangerous team. It is what it is, and there are a lot of flub chances, a bunch of times. I know we're talking about the first half, but this happened both first and second half. Like David was saying, Noah Allen had chances. Messi kept feeding him the ball consistently over to the left side, and he just can't do anything with it. He just, it kind of like he just sends a prayer to the middle of the field or into the box, and maybe someone's gonna be there, maybe someone's not, but whatever. Let's just send it in because I have nothing else to do. And that seemed like it happened way too much.
The moment that we literally started and we saw and you showed us the starting lineup, Julio, the first thing I said was, this is a very defensive lineup. It just is, because we have to understand Noah Allen is not gonna, even if he tries to bring the ball up the pitch, he's not good at it, right? So it's almost like last year. What were they doing last year? They were like, okay, they were letting him, right? They were like, all right, go ahead, see what happens. I mean, he's gotten better. I think he has progressed. He has gotten better. He's not such a dud there. You know what I mean? He's capable of maintaining possession. You know what I'm saying? But he's not going to do anything dangerous. Like Chris said, he's going to flail it into the box, see what happens. I did not like the lineup because of that, because it was very defensive. And I'm like, well, if the way I thought it, and this is what I was trying to tell you guys, I was like, why don't you just sell on the fact that, okay, so if you have Alba that's not going to play, you just sold off Yedlin, just go 3 center backs in the back and see what happens, and then just do what are we strongest at? We're strongest at the midfield, right? We have a bunch of midfielders. Ruiz, we like literally we have so many midfielders. Just put them all there and let them, and let's just keep the ball. Instead of the, like Chow just said, that we're basically doing 70% with the goalkeepers and the 2 center backs that were just pitching up to each other. They're playing with each other. It's like that's not real possession. That's not what we're trying to do. So if you put more of what we're strong at, that was my hope when I saw that Jordi Alba was going to play, to be honest.
Yeah, Allen, to me, the biggest thing with Allen and where he really needs to show progression is that he sort of goes through the motions of crossing it into the box, of trying to like play it back across without actually looking to see what's there. And he needs to actually have more awareness of what's going on around him, because it seems like he's to an extent doing the right thing, but he needs to see what it's developing to, what it's building towards, because he has an awful first touch. That we've known, and that was back to like old Noah Allen that we would always rag on last season, and that was brutal. But when he would get in advanced positions, because he found himself in advanced positions a lot, which is another gripe that we have with him, because he just doesn't do anything with it. And it does feel like the opposing team is allowing him to have that space. He needs to be able to do something about it, right? Like if they're giving you the space, punish them for it. And he doesn't have the wherewithal right now to punish the opposition. And it's just a lack, to me, it's a lack of vision, of understanding what to do when he gets to sort of his end point, to the end of his run. He doesn't really know what to do. Yeah, I mean, that's my analysis of Noah Allen. He's not expected to be a day in and day out starter, but he needs to be better.
That was exciting stuff, Julio. Thanks for that.
And that's the difference between him and Alba. I know we can't compare him to Alba. Alba's one of the best left backs to ever play, but when Alba gets the ball, like Julio said, he sees the field more clearly. He stops. He looks, see who's around him. He makes the right passes. He doesn't just dump it off to the middle and hope that something happens. He has a plan, basically. He has a plan when he has the ball in his – even before he has the ball at his feet. If he's making the run, he knows exactly where everyone's at. And I think Noah Allen doesn't have that yet. Or will he ever have that? I don't know. But he doesn't have that yet. That's for sure.
So then we go into halftime, and it's 1-0, and I felt okay, because I did feel like Inter Miami, they grew into the match, and I was like, okay, really rough start. They've had a lot of really dangerous chances, but we sort of worked our way back into the game. Come out in the second half, no changes for either team, and immediately Schaffelberg gets on the board for the second, and I was just like, oh, this is going to be next to impossible to get back into unless Messi pulls some more magic, which is exactly what happened shortly thereafter when Messi just passed it into the back of the net from the top of the box, as he does so effortlessly. Just a beautiful goal by Messi past the outstretched hands of Joe Willis. And at that point I was like, there's a lot of time left. Like we got a shot here. But entering halftime, I felt a little bit not full panic station. I don't think I wasn't too scared, because it did feel like Miami had righted the ship a little bit. And then Messi pulled us back, and it was game on. The Shaq Moore goal that was disallowed by a very slim margin. He did very well to get into the box, but he was just allowed to like walk to the penalty spot essentially, and he just was able to curl it around Drake Callender, who had no shot at stopping it. Shaq Moore could have gone either side. Callender was just planted to the spot. Nothing he could do other than make himself big, and luckily that was called for offside, and then the rest is history, right? Right, Chris and Jose?
Well, leading up to the halftime, you didn't mention that. Like David said, apparently there was like a small little scuffle, and it kind of turned into the second half in the beginning, which was kind of fun. I mean, we even saw Toto just totally decked. Was it Schaffelberg when he was leaving the pitch? He just went, bah! The guy flew 50 yards. But it was like I mean, it was a very, very, very fun match in that sense, where I feel like Redondo has also added to kind of the bullying Luis Suarez as well. Like, these guys are tough guys. Like last year, I feel like we weren't very tough. I don't know. This year, I think we brought an element of just nastiness, and just like we're not gonna just take it. Like last year, I felt like the last time we played Orlando, I felt like they were way more aggressive than we were. We were like, whoa, what happened there? Why are you so mad? And so like I'm kind of happy that we're taking it to them. We did that the whole game.
And you even see that not only the toughness, nastiness, but you see it in the corners too. The corners, we look a lot more just a lot more dangerous in general, just because of our size, man. Redondo looked like a giant on the field, honestly. We were joking. I joked because I said that Toto was 6'4" a few episodes ago, but this guy looked
like Chris is having some technical difficulties today, so if we all disappear from the screen for a moment, no one panic. We're not going anywhere. But yeah, Redondo did look like a presence in the midfield. He looked a good 3-4 inches taller than everyone in Nashville's midfield. And I tried watching Redondo specifically and seeing his movement, and man, his touch on the ball is so nice. I mean, he was pulling passes like off the volley a couple times, and they, for the most part, all went to a teammate. So I was very impressed by Redondo, and I thought that he, down the road, will bring a lot of really good things to this team. Alongside Busquets as a double pivot, more advanced. He looked the bill. He looked the bill. And I'm very excited to see what the future holds for him.
Dude, I felt like when he had the ball, it was almost like if one of the guys just, it was okay. It was just another one of the guys just like that we trust with the ball and with the ball in his possession. I was like, I'm not even concerned. I think this guy's gonna make magic happen. I was super excited about it. And it's funny because like Chris and I were excited before, and when it was just a rumor, and then when we thought it was like it fell through, and I'm like, no, like today we saw it into fruition. I'm like, wow, this guy is everything we wanted. And guess what? The press, we didn't make many mistakes. We did not do terribly. Like when they pressed us, that's our Achilles heel has been that we get turnovers and stuff like that. No, I felt like we were pretty composed back there. Like we let goals, but it wasn't just that,
They pressed us shortly, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous when they were pressing us because I was like, "Oh, here we go. This is gonna go bad for us." But yeah, they remained composed. They were able to kind of maintain the ball, and they fought through it, and then they backed off that pressure. So that was good. Did they start pressing us when it was 2-1 or when it was 2-0?
I almost felt like it was in the second half. I don't remember the timing of it, but you know what I'm telling you? When they started doing that, I was almost like, I hope they keep doing this. I think they're because the reason
I dare you,
because now we have Redondo and he's like, oh man, I'd do it, buddy. Because the guy, when there was a play there, I forgot who we were talking about. We're like, this guy was like a bull in a China shop. He did not care. He just went right through everybody. He was like, I'm bored. I'm plowing right through everybody. And I was like, man, he's brought a different element to help the back line a little bit,
Yeah, so let's talk about the defense, since we love talking about defense here. Just going back to the issues that Schaffelberg and any pacey wingers give to our defense. God, the amount of times that Toto and Christoph both tried to beat Schaffelberg to a ball and then just got completely obliterated in a foot race was just making me sick. There was one where there was a ball played and Schaffelberg started making the run down the wing, and Toto thought he could get to the ball, and then they just made an easy, quick pass down to Schaffelberg down the side, and it, of course, led to a dangerous opportunity. There was that one, and then Christoph, on a separate play, had like 20 yards head start on Schaffelberg, and all he needed to do was turn and run back towards Calendar, essentially, and Schaffelberg still beat him to the box. And I was like, guys, what are we doing? Play to your strengths a little bit better. Force him to stay out wide. Do anything but what you're doing, because it's really bad. It's really bad when we play against pacey attackers. Our defense is so slow, and they need to just play to the strengths of getting set, essentially, and then forcing them to play it back and work it around, because once we get set, we're an okay defensive team, but in transition, it is rough to watch.
Was it just me, or was anybody else surprised to see how high up Freire comes in the attack? And there was that one play where we had just turned the ball over and Freire made a massive tackle, and that's that physicality we haven't seen at the center back position since Kamal Miller left. So it is nice to see that, except I think Freire brings more like viciousness and tenacity with it too. And you saw it when he turned around and yelled at Christoph. I think there was some miscommunication there with whether he cleared the ball, and I think Christoph and Toto were probably saying, you could have passed it over to us, and he's like, get the hell out of here. I'm not going to clear that. I'm not going to give that to you guys. So I like the fieriness. That's good. I'm gonna be the one who does it this time. We're used to watching the Heat, and they always have that friction that they have within the team, and they feed off of it. So hopefully Freire will bring that kind of fire to this club. At least that back line might need that fire. Jose is so proud of me right now. And yeah, and that's something that was nice to see. Jose's crying.
I'm leaving it there. Yeah, just sit on that one. Chris, you're on mute. I don't know what to figure it out. Google it.
Chris, what a disaster.
Still going. He's still going. It's incredible.
He's unmuted, but it's just muting him. The stream is just completely isolated.
He's in timeout. Like my 3-year-old, I put him in timeout.
What are you gonna do? So yeah, I mean, listen,
Chris, type up your points in the private message, and we'll say it for you if you want.
You go. Maybe just find a whiteboard or a piece of paper and start writing on it.
Put it up,
and it'll be backwards.
No. What a disaster,
David,
Chris.
Just so you know, I was trying to help you because we always do the YouTube. Just so you guys know in the background, we always do the YouTube, and David's in charge of doing the tags of what minute or what is it called, David? The
chapters.
The chapters. Okay, I started for you, and we got into the conversation. I totally forgot. I have minute one watching the game. That's it. No, I literally just have one thing, and I totally forgot to keep doing it.
That's my job. Don't take my one job.
It's over. I tried.
So Chris not only missed the equalizing goal, but now the stream has muted him indefinitely and put him in timeout. It's been a rough 45 minutes for Chris. Oh man. So end of the day, Suarez saves the day. Busquets with a really nice chip, dangerous position, and man, I'm so glad we didn't lose this match because it's been fun not losing. It's been fun going on this unbeaten streak to start the official season. It's nice getting into CONCACAF and not dropping the first match of our club's history in this competition, avoiding all the jeers that would have come with that. It's a much nicer position to be in, and it's a much nicer position and more advantageous position to be in the actual competition. So now going back home, we feel a little bit better. You would think that some of these players that didn't play, Alba, maybe Campana gets better. Apparently he picked up a knock in training just to be available. And then Redondo by then should have another game under his belt after Montreal this coming weekend on Sunday. And, it could feel better while it's happening in the match rather than going into the match thinking this is kind of a funky lineup. We might have more confidence heading into the match once the lineup's released. But I feel great now.
Yeah, typically getting a tie and an away, and in the away side, I feel pretty good about it. I mean, for now we're gonna go home. We typically play way better at home, so maybe they are a thorn in our butts. Honestly, maybe they're just. I was a little bit more like, we're gonna put it on them. That was my prediction. That's kind of what I expected. I think I said 3-1 or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it was just one of the things that they have our number. They're very good. They're very sound defensively, like you said. Julio was Zimmerman back there. But I just gotta think that we're gonna get it together on them. It's like in the playoffs where I don't think there's a lot of teams that can beat us so many times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally know what you mean, Jose.
You know what? Go talk about Noah Allen some more. How about that? Everybody loves to hear about him,
So Chris wanted us to talk about the speed on defense and missing the speed on defense and the question of, do we miss Yedlin already? I don't know. He would have been marginally better against Schaffelberg, but I don't know from a defensive standpoint how much better he would have ended up faring against Schaffelberg because oh, great. Now Dave is gone. Perfect. Great. It's going to be me and you, Jose.
I'm listening, buddy. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know how you feel about Yedlin. So, to me, the problem is Gressel kind of stayed up the whole match. Disaster, guys.
Keep going.
Gressel stayed up the pitch so much of this match. And, Yedlin, I guess he would have given us another body back. Schaffelberg is just so dangerous because we had Yedlin against the Galaxy, and we still got torched by Painsil and by Peck. So I don't know how much of a difference he would have made necessarily, other than maybe he wouldn't have been as advanced as Gressel was in this match. But other than that, I don't know. That's my breakdown. Jose doesn't like talking about defense, so we're gonna move on. Oh, great! Like, don't you dare! Don't you dare! This is gonna be me monologuing. Oh man! So someone else in the chat, Henry, brought up the potential dangerous play by Redondo that he had on Schaffelberg. I think Redondo was very lucky to stay in the match because the replays looked.
You talking about the elbow?
Pretty bad. Yep.
He's just tall. That's all it is.
Elbow. That was the people's elbow.
He's just tall. He was just turning around, and it's not his fault that guy's short.
What did he say? You read his lips, David. What did his lips tell you?
He said que fue sin querer. He didn't do it on purpose.
There you go.
I read those beautiful lips, and that like clear as day.
Okay. What do we do with that, Julio?
Clip that.
I'm gonna put that bad boy on TikTok.
Yeah.
I gotta get Redondo doing something with his lips,
Yep. Like, put that on the OnlyFans, maybe.
Also subscribe to our OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's gonna be a new tier of our Patreon is access to that.
No, please. No thanks.
Just David.
That's right. It'll be his second job. But then on the other side, I think McNaughton was very lucky not to get anything more than a foul called on him for when he put his studs on Messi's leg, which in hindsight, when they started showing the replays, looked extremely dangerous. He was clearing the ball. He had all the right to kick the ball the way he did, but the follow through of that kick, the studs landed on Messi's like shin area, and it looked bad. It looked bad. And Messi went down for a bit. It looked bad in replay. In real time, it looked just kind of innocuous, but in the replay, it looked gross. Like it looked like Messi, you could see like Messi's lower leg like flex a bit. And it was cause for concern for a little bit. Messi wasn't like writhing around in pain. It was, it looked like he picked up a knock.
He pounded the floor. I think Messi is amazing because his skill goes beyond just playing the game. It's knowing how to take a hit like that. Messi, he took like the guy kicked the back of his leg, but he didn't plant his foot. If his foot was planted as he was getting kicked, that could have been way, way worse. However, he had his foot was free, so he could kind of go with the hit. Messi, I think, was really trying to sell the fact that he had the spikes up, but I mean, he was kicking the ball. So I don't think that would have been a very tough sell to get a card for that player at that spot. But yeah, I mean, you got to play the game. That's part of the sport. So just very, very happy that Messi should. I mean, he'll probably be sore. And when's our next match? Is it on the weekend? Sunday. So hopefully he's not too banged up for that. And if anything, maybe he doesn't play the whole match next time.
And Ali just has thoughts on Redondo's debut. Ali, we've had a lot of thoughts already, but to sum it up, because I love this guy, I'm gonna say he had a terrific debut. I loved especially the people's elbow that he gave. But one thing that I think he's going to provide for us is help off the back line, just to unclog it back there and bring the ball up. Another beautiful thing that that's gonna be, it's just inevitable, right? Like Charles said, I don't know if he's long for this league. This guy is clearly got a good player, but he's gonna just get better. That's the thing. So somebody else said, I think Henry Manuel said that on the comments. This guy's just gonna get better. This is his first game. He hasn't even meshed with his team. Like, remember, David, that's something that you said you were worried about. I mean, not to ask you, what did you think about it? Because you're a little bit more like, I don't know if he's gonna be so good.
Well, I said at the beginning of the match, my issue was seeing how he would mesh immediately with these players because we've seen it with everybody in the whole preseason tour and in the first part of the season that these guys don't exactly know where everybody is. Look at, I mean, now you see the difference in quality, but look at Noah Allen, who doesn't know where to pass the ball to, and then you have Redondo, who comes in and he just feels like he knows where everybody is, and he's just meeting these guys for the first time. He hasn't had a full week of practice with them, so yeah, that aspect goes to his knowledge of the game, because I'm sure that Tata could just tell him we're employing this style, and he'll be like, okay, I know what to do with it. I know I have a general idea where everybody needs to be, and he knows the pace of the passes. It was perfect. It was really, really the perfect introduction for him. The only thing that would have been better is his one heading opportunity if he had knocked that one in, but that's not really his MO. But everything else that he did, I loved it. He was physical enough. Yes, he had the one thing I said is that he needs to be careful with his arms. Yeah, he knocked that one guy, almost knocked his head. Was it Schaffelberg?
Into oblivion.
He almost knocked his head clean off. But there was I noticed that a couple times with his turns, he turns with his arms. So I can see why he was saying that he didn't do it on purpose. That's just the way he moves. He is a large human, but it's the one thing maybe to just be aware of. You gotta be aware of who's around you, because at that size, most guys are going to be elbow height for you, and you can kill someone that way.
How does he run, David? Like a baby giraffe. Guy was to get going. He's like flailing his arms just to get going. Then he very nice stride once he got going. Man, it was just like what's happening.
Yeah, what Dave said is exactly what I was going to compare it to. We talk about Noah Allen not really having the vision or understanding once he sort of gets going of where to go. Redondo just knows where to be. Like, he has very good positional awareness, and he has just a great feel for the passing. Like, his touch on the ball is just it's at a different level. You can tell that he's someone that you can trust on the ball. He's someone that you can trust will make the right pass more often than not. And he just takes up really good positions that really helps facilitate play. And that's going to be such a huge asset for us moving forward. It'll be really interesting when we do get a true right wing back, a true right back in position. We were linked today with a Boca Juniors player, Marcelo, and I'm not even going to try his last name. But if we get a true...
Please try it.
No, I don't even know.
Wait, I wanted to try it. I saw
it. David, you try it. Come on.
It's Weigand.
Okay,
yeah.
Marcelo Weigand. Correct me in the comments if I said that wrong, but whatever. It'll be interesting how we combine Redondo, Gressel, Busquets, Gomez. I think Gomez has really improved almost more than any player on this team, on this roster since the start of the season. Since the start of the season.
I was thinking like since last year. I was like, I don't know. Kremaski has the heart.
Sure. But Gomez has really impressed. Gomez has really impressed. I think every match he's gotten a little bit better. He gets a lot of flack. It seems like we always get comments being like, "Oh, these guys think Diego Gomez is playing a good game. He played an awful game." To me, he provides a lot in all the areas of the match. He has very high energy, really good engine, gets after people in defense, and pops up in dangerous spots. He had a volley that, if it wasn't blocked, I think it would have been a really dangerous shot on goal. I think he has also good positioning.
I think people's gripe with Gomez is that he's not refined. He is a rough product, but he has talent, he has the skill, but yeah, he hasn't refined it yet. But he finds himself constantly out of sheer will in the right spot defensively, in the right spot offensively. So once he does find that definition, then that's when you're going to see the quality really, really start to take off with him. But he has the building blocks that you want, and that's why he's highly regarded in the MLS as a young player, not just within Inter Miami, but within the MLS and also within the international system as well. As he was probably one of the best, if not the best player on that Paraguayan Olympic team.
Yeah, No, he does this weird thing when he's turning the ball the other way. He puts his elbows like that. Have you guys noticed that? I don't know. It's just something I noticed. That's my only gripe with him. I actually like him a lot. I kind of have put him on my love list. The reason why is because man, he does what a lot of these guys aren't willing to do.
He's scrappy.
He's scrappy. I mean, he's running everywhere. I would love to see, sometimes they show on Apple TV, they didn't show it on FS2, like miles ran per player. I would love to see Gomez's miles ran in this game because I don't think anybody else is really running besides him, and Redondo was running a lot too, man. Sometimes I saw him, I don't know. Every time I looked, I saw 55. Guy was everywhere. I wasn't sure if it was him or Duncan, you know what I mean? There you go.
That's a tough reach right there.
Nobody gets it.
No, that's a rough one.
I mean, I barely got it.
Yeah, Duncan Robinson.
I didn't get it at all. I thought it was a different Duncan.
What are you gonna do?
Great. What are you gonna do exactly? Yeah, so we can talk about why hasn't Miami identified any defenders to bring in, like true defenders. I think Freire has looked good. I just don't think this formation is the solution. I think when you have Freire and Toto, we look so much better. When you have 4 at the back, we look so much better. I don't know if it's just Gressel. Like in this match, Gressel and Allen played super high, and having 3 at the back was just not. It just didn't suit us. It didn't suit us. We don't have any pace. When you play a more traditional 4 at the back, I don't know if the spacing just works better for these types of players. But to me, it has been working in the MLS season. So I don't know why Tata did what he did just for the sake of tinkering. We can sort of dive into like a Tata's Tata talk right now. But to me, like I don't know the fascination with going back to this. I don't know if this is like his comfort zone and he just falls into it.
I think he might have done it since Alba was out. I feel like he doesn't feel confident enough to just have, if it was 4 at the back, to just have Alba and Freire as the only 2 defenders on that side. I think he felt like he needed the extra center back in there if he was going to rely on on Allen to be running back and forth. I feel like it's just a little bit of extra coverage, but having Noah Allen, he doesn't make the right. He doesn't know when to call it off the run, so he does find himself in the bad position, and it puts even more stress on the center back. So just imagine that same play from Noah Allen, but just 2 center backs instead. So I think that's what Tata is trying to avoid, is having the even more pressure on less players in the back. That's the only rationale I can kind of have for him switching to three center backs. But I don't want to keep kicking a dead horse here. It's just Noah Allen puts you in bad situations when you're relying on him.
And left wing back.
At any position.
I don't think he's so bad at left center back. I don't.
Yeah, he's not so bad, but he's also, if you have to rely on him as a starter, it's bad.
No, yeah. I'm saying as a plug-in, whatever. At left center back, he's not terrible. But when the problem, this is the problem. The problem is that Tata's, for the way he plays, the way he wants this game to go, is he wants his wing backs shooting up the pitch. That automatically you're not utilizing his strengths. He has very little strengths, and you're not utilizing at all. He's not terrible at angling. When he's at left center back, he seems to put himself in the right positions to stop the attacks. I just don't think he's anything offensively. You know what I mean?
Well, we only saw him play left center back against pretty bad competition.
Yeah, but I love talking about, this is good stuff. Just good stuff talking about this guy, right?
So, I know. Can we not?
Can we?
Yeah, we can move on. We can move on.
I mean, we have so much more to talk about. I'd rather talk about Luis Suarez. Just about to punch somebody in the face. It's way better.
Man, he's one of those players that you're so happy he's on your team. He'd be so frustrating if he was on the other team. Like if he was on Nashville and he started like yapping, I'd be like, dude, get out. Get out of here. You're so annoying.
The truth is, he's about that life. He was literally gonna bite his ear off. The guy did not understand. Godoy, that's his name.
Yeah.
He was gonna bite his hair and his ear off. He doesn't understand. Well, he doesn't understand because it was in the World Cup. Godoy's never seen the World Cup. I don't even know if that's true. I doubt it. Has he seen the World Cup?
Yeah. As a Panamanian national team supporter, I can confirm that he has seen a World Cup. Anyways, so we have let's talk about sort of moving ahead. We have Montreal on Sunday at 5 p.m. and I don't think we're gonna do like a proper preview because there's just simply not enough time between matches. Sorry, Jose, you can do it if you want.
We're literally gonna do it right. Like we're gonna stop this one. We're gonna do it right now. 12:30.
Oh, perfect.
Let's go.
Perfect. Yeah, I love that for us. Maybe Chris will join us for that one. So we have Montreal coming up in the MLS season. This is going to take place Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Apple TV, MLS Season Pass, all that normal stuff for the MLS matches. And I'm hoping that we get back to the four at the back. I'm hoping that there's less Tata tinkering and more consistency. I want to see more Redondo because I really liked what I saw today. Suarez, again, made it through a whole match without looking just like he was limping around. He looked tired, granted, but that's to be expected. He played the full 90 minutes. But I'm looking forward to this match. As someone just mentioned in the chat, Ali, Joseph Martinez revenge game potentially here. He does love scoring against former teams, so that'll be something to watch.
Please. I literally happened to see what was the film from the last team that we saw. It was in Nashville. The last team that we saw that we happened to see Montreal play against them, and he happened to sail a shot over the goal. I was like, oh, there we go. Typical Joseph Martinez. What game did he play against? It was Montreal versus. It was the
first game of the season.
Oh, so Galaxy.
No. He wasn't on our team.
No. It was no. I'm talking about.
It was one of those top tier teams. Yeah, it was maybe Atlanta or maybe Columbus. I don't remember.
He's already sailed a few in this year.
He missed a pretty clear-cut opportunity.
Yeah, I'm not worried about his. Vegas has him at plus 1,000 to score against us.
Is that factual?
Really?
No, I'll
take that. I'll take that.
Yeah, I would have taken that. Oh man. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how much rotation. I think this is going to be the shortest span between matches so far this season. So it'll be interesting to see if Tata rotates a lot, a little, not at all, completely. I think it'll be really interesting to see what we do and what team we roll out with. I'm wondering if maybe Messi doesn't start this upcoming match. No, he's good. He's gonna start.
No, I'm agreeing with you. Like Ali just said right now, I love the idea of Campana just resting at home and waiting for us to get home, and he's gonna just start over Luis Suarez and let Luis Suarez rest.
Campana traveled today.
Yeah,
he was with the team.
He picked up an injury in training, is what Dave uncovered.
That's not the point. The point is let him start against Montreal. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, if he's available,
we're playing in Miami or is it Montreal?
Miami.
Trick question. We're playing in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah. So I do agree. I think now's a really good opportunity to rest some of these older players, our veteran players, and rest them up basically for the reverse fixture, the return fixture against Nashville. Have them ready to go. Have them at 100%. Because Nashville is going to look exactly the same, and they may have Surge back for the next match. They're going to need, obviously, to score. So that's going to be a big boost for them. And the same problems that we had today are going to be the same problems that we have next week. We just may be a little bit better equipped to handle them with, hopefully the return of Alba, maybe some movement at the right back position. But, yeah. Chris, anything else you want to add to this stream?
Wow.
All right. Well, Been a rough one for Chris.
He's in the Mukhtar doghouse.
That's right. Well, yeah, it's what a fun experience here. Enjoying the last minute equalizer by Suarez with a few of you in the chat, and then just talking about the game, having some fun. The unbeaten streak continues for Inter Miami, and we hope to keep that running on Sunday against Montreal. And until then, thank you guys for stopping by the Heron Heads podcast, your first stop for all things Inter Miami, and we'll catch you on the next one.